Hello and welcome back, hockey fans, to the 2025-2026 Oshkosh Ice Hawks season preview show. My name is Ryan Ulrich, and I'm really excited to be hosting this year's show. We're going to take a look at what is in store for the Oshkosh Ice Hawks in the 2025-6 season, and I'm joined with first-year coach Clint Zumer, and we'll also get a chance to catch up with Oshkosh Ice Hawks Booster Club President Sarah Poquette. Sarah's going to fill us in on some of the fundraising activities that members of the community can get involved in, as well as some of the various promotion nights that will be taking place at the Oshkosh YMCA rink. Later on, we're going to get a chance to meet all 5 of our seniors on this team. We're going to ask them about some of their favorite hockey memories, what they're looking forward to in the season, and what they might be doing after they graduate high school. So let's get started. Welcome, Coach. Welcome, Sarah. How are you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Coach Zumer, this is your first year as the Oshkosh Ice Hawks head coach. This is the first time a lot of our fans are going to get a chance to meet you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from, your hockey experience, and how you got here?
Yeah, so I guess a little bit about me. Married to my wife, Courtney, for about 4 years. We have a 2-year-old son, Maverick, and then 2 dogs, Wayne and Cammy, named after Wayne Gretzky and Cammy Granato. So hockey is very big in our family and in our household. I guess where I'm from, I don't know, everywhere. I've lived in like 20 places in my life, and that kind of goes into my hockey career. In high school, I went to Culver Military Academy, a prestigious prep school out of Indiana, where ultimately won a state title there. That took me the junior route, so I played a year of juniors for the Northern Cyclones out east, and then up to Canada for a season where I was on the All-Star select team, and then actually made the All-Star game as well. From there, played college hockey at Finlandia, then transferred to Illinois State, where was overseen as the club president for 2.5 years. And during that time, we took the program to a Division I club program as well. So that's kind of a long-winded way of, been doing this forever, and I love this sport, an incredible amount. How did I become the coach? I'm tired of getting hit and, playing for the Ice Dogs still, and it's just time for the next chapter in life. So I'm ecstatic to be a part of the program here.
Well, I know that we are super excited to have you, so it's fantastic to have you on board. But I know you know what you're getting into. You're taking over a program that last year won 2 games. You're going to have your work cut out for you. What is your vision for this team this year?
For the program this year, it's going to look pretty similar to how it was going into my junior year at Illinois State when we made the jump to Division I club. For us juniors and seniors at the time, to make that decision, we were actually a Division II powerhouse. National tournament, back-to-back seasons, constantly ranked in the top 20 in the country. And we decided as a group that it was best interest of the program to move it forward. So that's kind of what I'm going to lean on our seniors for, is these young men have not had a lot of wins and losses in their career, but what they can really do to help bolster this program going forward is leave behind a legacy that is what our mantra is for the season, is our effort and our attitude, the 2 things that we can ever control in our life. And the seniors that we have, I think, embody that in a fantastic way. The little bit I've gotten to know the young men, they come to the rink smiling, and they definitely are the ones who are setting the tone in practices. They're the ones starting the drills, skating the hardest and everything. So ultimately, I would love to sit here and tell you we're going to the state title and we're going to win it and everything like that. But the reality is I think we're going to see a much different program by the end of the season, where we're going to be competitive, where we're going to push those top teams to the brink, and God willing, the puck goes our way and we can get a couple upsets in there.
That sounds fantastic. Now, you mentioned some practices. You had a chance to get on the ice with the boys earlier this summer, right? How many times did that happen?
We were on the ice every Wednesday in June, and then we did 2 off-season walkthroughs in the gym to learn kind of our playbook. So what new systems and everything. For a lot of these guys, they've been doing this their whole lives, so they know they kind of know what it is, but nobody's formally really taught them what a 1-2-2 is, what a 2-1-2 forecheck is, what a left wing lock is, all these different things that you want to learn at the higher levels. And that's, when I had the players fill out like just an intro sheet who they are, a lot of them, or vast majority, wanted to play college hockey, wanted to go that next level. And that's where, again, coaches and other teammates are getting that exposure. So trying to get it into these guys now of like learning what that stuff is going to be huge for our success in the season as well. We may not be the most skilled, but if we come out with the right attitude and we play to the capability that we know how and buy into the system as a group, again, we're going to be in a lot of hockey games that maybe historically we've had no business being in.
That's awesome. Sarah, I want to ask you some questions. Welcome back. I think this is your 4th year serving as Booster Club president.
I think so as well. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here and talk a little bit about our club.
Yeah, could you share some of the information, some of the structure of
Sure.
the board and the sort of the financial end of how you make things happen for the boys?
Sure. So hockey is a very expensive sport. Typically, one of our seasons runs about $50,000. A lot of that is due to busing, ice time, and just kind of the logistics that go into that. So fundraising is a huge part. Because we're a co-op, it's not funded necessarily through the high school. They help fund some of the pieces, but the costs do come and fall back on the families and players. So fundraising is a huge part. Our board is very active. Typically, every year we seem to be doing more and better, thanks to the support of the community. Last year, we were able to raise just under $28,000 with our events, and that was pivotal. One of our big events is the golf outing. Typically, the dads enjoy that one a lot more, but it's great to see people out on the course having fun and supporting our rink. We do have an event for moms, and this is becoming bigger and bigger every year. We have a purse raffle. So that is Saturday, March 14th at Oshkosh Lourdes. Every year, Pete's Garage has actually helped sponsor and has donated some alcohol for the moms to enjoy the afternoon and bid on purses. So that's also a very well-attended event. We also are going to this year be selling Eaton's Pizzas, some of the gift cards, quick trip cards, a few other different pieces, concession stands during our games. Anything we can do to help offset some of those costs.
I want to ask you some questions about some of the promotion nights to get the community involved. You guys have some of those scheduled for this year?
We do. Our first home game is actually on November 29th, and that's Veterans Night. So we would like to see all of our veterans out at the game. We also have one of our players who's working on an Eagle Scout project, and he is actually hosting a food drive during this game. So we're hoping that the community will come out and help support, bring some canned food drive items, and those will actually go to help supporting veterans as well. We have Pink the Rink night, kind of some dress-up nights for our high school kids to get involved with. There's a PJ party. We have a camo game night. December 16th, we're doing a toy drive. So we're hoping the community might want to come out, help donate a toy, and have a little fun. Youth Alumni Night is on December 20th. That's always a big draw, and we have that right before the holidays in hopes that we have a lot of our alumni come back, as well as sparking up some interest with youth hockey. We are going to do Teacher Appreciation this year. That's an event that we offer every other year, and it's wonderful to see because all of our boys kind of reach out to a pivotal or an instrumental educator, and we get them out on the rink, and that's fantastic to see. New this year, we're going to do bands and blades. So we're going to try to get some of our high school bands to come and perform and have a good time. And then kind of capping the season with senior night. And that's just a good culminating event for our seniors and their families, especially since some of our players started skating at ages 4 and 5.
I'm glad you brought up the bands and blades, because having the pep band there is always my favorite. It just makes the atmosphere so much more, I don't know what it is, but it just, I just love having the pep bands. I wish they could be there for every game. Coach, I'm going to come back to you. I want to talk about the upcoming season. When do practices start?
November 10th, we'll hit the ice for our first practice. We'll basically, for 2 weeks, go through it, and then that last Friday, right before I think deer season kicks off, I think that's that Saturday, we're going to have a team photos and then an inter-squad scrimmage to kind of just go through, simulate a game and everything like that, so that way the following Tuesday, when we go up to Neenah for our first game, we got maybe a little bit of the first game jitters out of the way, but no, we're excited for those first couple of weeks to set the tone.
So you guys are opening up on the road this year at Neenah.
Yep.
And it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, is that right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
And then the first home game is going to be that Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Okay, I had a chance to take a sneak peek at the schedule. Folks, of course, can find that on the Oshkosh Ice Hawks Facebook page. And I see a lot of new team names on there that the Ice Hawks haven't played in years past. I see Sauk, Stoughton, DeForest, and I think I just saw Lacrosse as I was reviewing it today. Tell me how those games got scheduled. Is that something that you have reached out to those clubs to set those games up?
Yeah, a couple of them were that way. A couple of them were just, when I took over, I inherited about 80% of the schedule done.
Okay.
Sauk in particular, ironically, the head coach down there is actually my former high school coach from Culver, and actually is a good family friend. I've known Coach Ruley since I've been about 4 or 5 years old. He actually coached at Lawrence back in the late 90s with my father. So that'll be a fun competitive game between him and I. And then the lacrosse game, quite honestly, we just had to find one more game, and they were looking for one, so they're going to come, or we're going to go there this year, and they're going to come to us next year. But I think it's a good variation of a schedule for the kids this year. A lot of different, like you said, a lot of different names. So it's kind of, the mantra that we're going in is it's a fresh start for everybody. So why not play a bunch of fresh teams that we know nothing about too?
That sounds great. We're looking forward to it. You're going to have 5 returning seniors. By my count, 11 total players that had some varsity experience last year.
Yep.
I had a review of what looked like a preliminary roster, maybe as many as 10 new skaters to the association or to the club. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, we're going to have a pretty heavy freshman class this year.
Do you have numbers as to how many skaters and goalies you're going to have this year?
I know for sure 3 goalies, and it's 22 skaters. And it's going to be all hands on deck. We're going to have 2 teams. So the way it works in Wisconsin, you can play so many periods in a night. So we're going to rely on for the younger guys to get as much ice time as they can and develop. So and hopefully that the seniors then can lead the way on the varsity games.
That sounds fantastic. Now, Sarah, I want to come back to you because you mentioned the theme nights and the scheduling, all the things the board does. But in regards to sort of scheduling the ice, in the years past, the last few years, the varsity has played the later games and the JV has played the earlier games. Is that going to be the case this year, or are we going to go back to the varsity playing first?
So we're actually going back to varsity playing first. Most games kick off at 5:30, sometimes 6 o'clock, so just check the schedule and use our Facebook page, followed by the JV game after, which is roughly 7:30. So we'll get the kids out, and again, we want fresh feet and fresh bodies for the varsity game to make sure we are competitive.
Now, you mentioned the purse raffle. That always takes place, or at least it has at Oshkosh Lourdes. And the golf tournament, that takes place at Farview. Is that correct?
Yes, we don't have the specific date yet. Typically, we do the first Saturday in August. So information will also come out on our Facebook page. Please be sure to check that out. That's a great place to go for information. We just kind of want to keep that updated. So we're going to have all of the games on there, anything upcoming for fundraising, any events that we have, and then posting a lot of pictures. Our families work hard, our boys work hard, and it's great to see the celebration and the photos showing the hard work.
So speaking of the fundraisers, are there any other new fundraisers or big fundraisers that the community needs to be aware of?
I would really say the purse raffle and the golf outing are our 2 largest. And really, when it comes to fundraising, having people at the games, getting the community involved, cheering loud for our boys, they really take a lot away from that. When the stands are filled, it really means a lot, especially having student support, their school support, anybody out there. We know that the 5:30 game time can be challenging with practices and other events, but really making that effort to come out and show your support, it goes a long way.
All right, Coach, it's your first year, but you're not going to be the only new coach. Who are you bringing with you as far as your assistants go?
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to return Jake Winters, who's been a part of the program the last handful of years. He's going to continue to stay on with us. Bringing on Coach Norkel, Jake Norkel. He's been actually a teammate of mine the last 2 years with the Ice Dogs. He brings a wealth of experience and success in his playing career, winning a state title up with, I believe it's Hancock High School when he played. And then Kyle, I'm going to butcher his last name, but I think it's Archambault. He's going to be our goaltending coach. So having 4 sets of eyes on the ice every practice and most of our games to just do our best to, again, coach the kids and give them feedback, because I know it's something that they've been desperately craving. So we're going to do our best to do that.
Yeah, like I said, 2 wins last year. It was a tough season, but I look back at some of the games, and they had some really close calls.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the Badgerland Conference, it's one of the tougher conferences in the state of Wisconsin, but they were really competitive against Appleton. We had 2 one-loss goals. We have Stevens Point Pacelli on the schedule again this year. Those were games that really went down to the wire, and the boys could have won. What do you think can be the difference this year in those 1 and 2 goal games where they just fell short from last season?
That's a great question. There's so many things in the game of hockey that could have happened. It could have just been something that seemed inadvertent as an icing in the first period that could have cost you down the stretch. But ultimately, it's just going to come into just kind of a collective buy-in. It's our job as a staff to put the boys on the ice to succeed the best way that we can, and put them in a position to win. And then it's our job to then coach them in those situations on how to win. And I think maybe that's been somewhat of the disconnect. These guys, all 22 and the 3 goalies, they're all very good hockey players. The record, I know we keep saying the 2 wins, that is not this group. That group, the group of young men that I've been on the ice with a few times, they're not a 2-win program. The reality is Oshkosh has been historically fairly competitive in the conference. So being a tougher conference, when you can be in the top 3 in that conference, you're then a top 25 team in the state. I don't see any reason we can't get back to that point over the next little bit of time. But again, these guys are good hockey players. They are competitive. They get in the right spots. It's on me and my staff to show them how to win and how to get it done. And we've talked at nauseum as a staff how we're going to do that. So ultimately, to answer your question, how do we get it done, comes down to the staff. The boys are going to be in the games. I know that they're going to give us 100%. So it's on us as a staff to return that favor for them, because they deserve it.
Thanks so much, you guys, both of you, for being here. It looks like it's going to be a fantastic season this year. I really want everybody to get out to the Oshkosh YMCA. Don't forget, we have that purse raffle in March. We're going to have a golf outing, and it sounds like Coach Zumer is going to have the boys up for a lot more victories this season. We'll be right back after this. Thanks, guys. Welcome back to the 2025-2026 Oshkosh Ice Hawks season preview show. We are joined now with 2 of our graduating seniors, Chase Magadins from Ripon High School and Elijah Johnston from Oshkosh North. Gentlemen, welcome in. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
I'm pretty cool.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Are you guys excited for the season to start?
Yeah.
I got mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings? All right, we're going to get to that in a second, Elijah. Chase, you're senior goaltender, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me, how did you get, because I remember you playing when you were in mites and squirts and you were a skater, and then one day you were a goalie. Tell us how you got sort of suckered into being the goalie.
Well, back when I played in Janesville, I would like play in front of the net and try stopping the shots like that. And they put me in pads, and I was in blues at that time, which is like the lowest level. And then the Reds needed a goalie, so I went up there and for a practice and played up there. And then back in squirts, I remember there's one practice that they like cycled through the goalies, and I tried on the pads and kind of like was a natural with it. And so then never looked back.
And let me ask you this. What did your parents think when they found out that you were going to be a goalie?
I think they were kind of expecting it because
Okay.
of back in Janesville, but they've been really supportive about it.
All right, that's fantastic. Elijah, you played a lot of varsity minutes last year. What position did you play normally?
Left wing most of the time.
Left wing.
Yeah.
Now, was last year your first year getting varsity minutes?
Yeah, I'm really hoping to get those minutes up this year because I've been trying real hard.
Yeah, you've made a lot of progress over the years, so it was great to see you get that shot. Chase, now last year was a tough year for the team, but you actually were the one that brought home both of our victories last year.
Yeah.
Tell me what you remember about those two games.
I remember with the Rylander game, there was a lot of like hard work. I was trying to stay focused in the locker room. I think.
That was a shutout, right?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I'm hoping for this year I can try being more consistent with my games and have more of those types of games.
And then the other victory I think you had was against Manitowoc. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. And Elijah, I don't know if you got on the score sheet last year, but you had a lot of opportunities to put the puck in the net. What are you looking forward to this year as far as your goals, whether it's for yourself or for the team?
I'm hoping to, help everyone win some games and stuff. I'm not really sure otherwise.
Okay. Now, Chase, we talked a little bit about your path to becoming a goalie and some of the best memories you had last year, but sort of growing up, going through the Oshkosh youth program, is there anything that sort of sticks out as some of your favorite moments?
I guess the friends I made along the way with it, and like just getting better and improving every single day, trying my hardest.
And what about you, Elijah? Anything in your experience going through the youth system in Oshkosh, whether it was goals you scored, games you played in, or even sort of tournaments you guys were involved in? Any sort of favorite memories?
I think it was last year is probably when my dad came to watch the game. I don't really talk to him a lot, so it really meant a lot for him to be there.
Yeah, that's fantastic how hockey can sort of bring us all together, and it's something we can all get behind. That's fantastic to hear.
Yeah.
Chase, I want to ask you, what plans, if any, do you have after high school for college or work, or where you're going to be headed?
I'm planning on going to Stout for computer science after high school, and I'm going to see if I can try making the hockey team there.
Okay, so a lot of these programs, especially in Wisconsin, have some really good hockey teams.
Yeah.
Are you talking about going out for the Division III team, or is it a club team, or what are your goals when you head up there?
I guess I'll see how this season goes, see how much I improve, and kind of go from there.
All right, fantastic. And then is Stout something you're set? You already have your heart set on that school?
Yeah, relatively. It's been the best one I've seen so far. So.
All right, fantastic. Elijah, where's life going to take you after high school?
Either I'm going to go to college for interior design because I like designing stuff. Otherwise, I'm really hoping I can try and get into real estate, talk to people, sell houses and all that.
What do you see, or how do you see hockey playing a role in your life as you graduate and get older? Is that something you think you're going to stick with?
There are times where I'm thinking about like trying to do hockey and basketball. I've been really getting into basketball lately. So I'm trying to like put it in the middle so I can do both at the same time if I can.
Chase, what other sports or activities are you involved in outside of hockey?
I used to be in baseball growing up, but I haven't played it for a couple of years now.
So are you involved in anything else your senior year, or are you just focused on the hockey season?
Yeah, the only sport I play is hockey.
All right. And Elijah, what about you? Is there any sort of activities in school or outside of school where you like to spend your time?
Usually after school, I'm at the Y like every single day. Sometimes till close. Just playing basketball. That's about it. Otherwise, it's just hockey for me.
That's awesome. I'm going to ask you both this question. Now, 10 years from now, when you look back upon your hockey, time playing hockey, whether it be through Warbirds or the Ice Hawks, what is it that you'll take away from this experience, do you think?
I think like working hard and trying to improve myself will be very valuable.
Elijah, what about you? If you can think ahead 10 years from now and you're looking back on this high school experience playing hockey, what do you think you look back on most fondly?
Being the fastest kid on the ice. I never met nobody faster than me.
You are a very fast skater. Well, I wish both of you guys the best of luck this year. It was great having you. I can't wait to watch you both on the ice.
Thanks, man.
We will be back for more after this. All right, welcome back to the preview show. We've got two of our seniors here with us right now. I'd like to welcome in Dayton Brisky and Xander Crook. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing all right.
All right, fantastic. Dayton, you're a homeschool player here, the only one on the team. How are you looking forward to the season this year?
I'm looking forward to development, and I'm looking forward to I don't know. I'm looking forward to at least having more than one win.
Yeah,
That's a goal of mine.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having Chase in the net. So
All right, and Xander Crook, Oshkosh West High School, welcome in.
Yeah, thank you.
What are you looking forward to the most this season?
I would probably say, I think we have a very young group, and especially from last year. So, like Dayton said, development of those guys, seeing how they improved. And, I haven't played with Chase in net for varsity or even in net since probably 7th or 8th grade. So that's also something that's fun. But I don't know. I'm just excited to see how the season goes. I'm just ready to go strap up the skates, play some hockey.
All right, sounds good. So if I remember correctly, both of you guys, this is at least your third year playing varsity minutes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Now, Dayton, I think you maybe got some time freshman year. Is that right?
Oh, that's correct.
Until he bashed his leg
But you had a
open.
bad injury?
I did, yeah.
So speaking of injuries, how is your leg holding up?
It's all right. I did hurt it in the off season a little bit, probably twice. But that was a foot injury. That wasn't legs. So my leg's holding up well, but I still have a little bit of ankle mobility stuff to figure out before the season starts. But we're holding up. We're good.
Okay. And Xander, we can't talk about injuries without talking about you getting your bell rung last year.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What do you remember about that play, if
Nothing.
anything?
Absolutely nothing. All I remember was I was line mates with Dayton that game, and I don't know, I kind of just teleported to the bench. I just ended up there and felt someone tapping me. I kind of waved them off and saw Dayton go off. I was like, all right, I got to go. I got to shift. And Coach K pulled me, and she said, do you not remember what I just told you? I said, I didn't. I thought the trainer was talking to me, and she said, yeah, that's not good. And I looked at the scoreboard, and 12 minutes went by. I went, uh-oh. So that was something. It was definitely an experience.
Yeah, it was a pretty scary hit. How many games did you miss after that, do you think?
Well, it was fortunate because it was right during winter break. So I probably missed 5 or 6. So we had 4 leading up to winter break, and then maybe 1 or 2 after. But
All right, well, it's certainly going to be important to have both of you guys being
Yeah.
healthy this year. Now, as far as positions go, you guys are both primarily forwards or exclusively forwards? Dayton, what do you think?
I'm exclusively basically.
Okay.
I could play D, but I haven't done that in a super long time.
Okay. And Xander, I
Yeah.
think same thing, right?
yeah, probably.
Okay. Dayton, you are our leading scorer last year, all right, with 9 points.
Yep.
And leading goal getter as well, 5 goals. What sort of personal goals do you have this year?
Honestly, I'm just hoping to get even just above 20 points. I think that's a good baseline to hit.
Yeah, I think if you get 20 points, we're going to be far exceeding your goal of winning 1 or more games. So that's a great goal to have. Xander, you were no slouch yourself. You had 6 points last year. What sorts of personal goals do you have for yourself?
I don't know. I'd like see myself scoring a little more, but probably just like almost a point a game. I think that's going to be my goal.
That would be fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Now you guys are seniors. You're going to be wrapping up your last year playing for the Ice Hawks. What are some of your favorite memories of your high school career?
My high school career, probably the yearly tournaments that we do. Those are so fun. They're a great experience, honestly. Just hanging out in the hotel rooms before games. It's just always fun.
And Xander, what about you?
I would probably say the tournaments too. Mostly like just in the hotel, like you get done with the game and you get like 7 or 8 guys to play chill in the in the one hotel room, just hang out. So.
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty popular answer.
Yeah.
You guys must be having a pretty good time out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but you guys just didn't start playing hockey when you got into high school. So Dayton, how old were you when you started?
I started playing hockey when I was 4 years old. I didn't play, like obviously, that much, but I was on the ice. I had the stick in my hand, so yeah.
What sort of drew you in? Did you have a family history of playing hockey? Did you get lost at the Y and end up in the rink? How did that happen?
Basically, one of my uncles, he lives in like Eagle River. My family had no past with hockey or anything, and he basically just like kind of influenced my family into like letting their kids try hockey. My brother and I both did. My brother didn't like it, dropped out, but I continued to play. I just loved it once I started. So
That's awesome. Xander, what about you? How did you end up at the hockey rink?
My parents started me at like skating lessons at the Y at like 4, and then they saw that like try hockey for free at around like 5. I don't know, it kind of just drew me in because I just like the physicality of it. Like, even though I wasn't like skating, just like watching games and seeing people hit, and then it was either that or like play soccer, because football wasn't like, you're not playing football at 5 years old really. So I don't know, I just like seeing the physicality, and knowing one day that'd be me or something like that, like high school level stuff like that. So
Now, I know you guys are both big fans of the tournaments you've played, but when you think back to your youth hockey days, is there any memory that sticks out, whether it be a game you were involved in, or a play, or a goal, or anything like that you have a favorite memory?
My favorite memory, I'd say in Bantams. I was, again, probably one of the leading scorers. I remember, even though we lost, I remember the Winter Club game that we played to basically, I think it was good to get in the state, but then we lost that one. I just remember something kind of flipped in our team where, rather than just laying over and letting them like just skate around us, we actually stood a decent chance against them, and I remember scoring that game and having basically the only point that our team had. So yeah, I'd probably say that.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's crazy that the games you lose are the ones you think about most fondly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xander, what about you? Anything from your youth hockey days that stands out?
I would say like second year of squirt, I think we had we were in like the semifinal. I don't know, you were on that team, I think. But I think I had assist to Dayton to like tie the game, and then we went to overtime and then a shootout, which was like crazy for squirts. And then I was like the third guy up, everyone didn't score, and I hit like I tried to hit like a 10-year-old's version of like a dock soup flip, and it went in and won the game. We went to the championship, so that was probably my most fun moment. I think I still have that puck somewhere.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of heartbreak in shootouts, so it's nice to hear that you've got a good memory coming from one of those. Let's talk about your boys' plans for after college or after school. Are you guys thinking about going to college? You're entering the workforce. Dayton, what are you gonna be doing?
I'm definitely thinking college. I'm still debating between 4 year and 2 years. I'm leaning a little bit more towards 4. But I'll definitely be playing hockey. I see myself doing that. I kind of learned the off season. I wasn't playing much. I was hurt a little bit. I just kind of learned that I just absolutely miss the sport, and that's one of my passions. That's one of my loves in life. So, yeah, I'll definitely be playing hockey. I'm kind of deciding for what or where,
Do you have an idea of sort of subjects or career paths you're interested when you're trying to determine if it's going to be a 4-year or a 2-year path?
I mean, yeah, I'm mostly looking at right now what I don't want to do in life. So I'm kind of crossing off the stuff, and I'm leaning a little bit towards like sales, which I'd probably go to a 4-year for that. So that's kind of what I got right now, though.
Xander, how about you? What kind of plans do you have for next year?
I probably plan on going to UWO for like psychology or something like that. I think like a lot of the football guys and like people I'm close to, I think our plan is that like junior, senior year, we're just going to buy a house together or rent a house. So I think that's going to be my plan.
Now, I know that UWO has a club team. Is that something you can see yourself trying out?
Maybe. I don't know. I think it depends on how I'm feeling. Like after hockey, like I'm kind of all bumped around. So it depends on if I want to keep doing that through college. So
yeah, it can definitely be a grind. Dayton, what other sports or activities are you involved in outside of hockey?
Outside of hockey, I wasn't involved in any sports except hockey for basically my whole life. But then 2 years ago, some friends of mine convinced me to try soccer. So I did that last year. I tried doing it again this year, but one of the first games I basically got injured. So yeah, that's my history with other sports.
Now, if I recall correctly, though, you're involved in band too. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And what instrument do you play?
I play trombone.
How long have you been doing that?
Basically, since I was around 8 or 9.
Okay.
So I've been pretty consistent in that, but yeah.
Xander, outside of the hockey rink, what sort of sports or activities do you like to get involved in?
I'm a football kid. Like, the only other like club I'm in, like the West Connected Club, which is just like peer mentoring for kids with special needs. But I don't know, football. That's sports, yeah.
All right, one more question for both of you guys. 10 years from now, you look back upon your time playing hockey, whether it's through the Ice Hawks or through the Warbirds. What are you going to take away from this experience? What did you learn? What sort of values did you learn? What sort of what did it teach you?
I'd say passion and hard work definitely pays off. And yeah, I learned that. I learned through hockey that if I'm passionate about something, then I work hard for it, and I focus my eyes on that one thing, and I just put my head down and grind for it.
Yeah, that's what they say, right? If you find something you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xander, what about you? 10 years from now, you look back at this, what are you going to take away from this experience?
I think it definitely helped me with my leadership. Like, I think last year was a little rough, kind of being on that team that didn't really win, and you kind of learn that different people respond differently. Like, not everyone's gonna like get fired up and like that's how they're gonna get going. Like, some people just need like that kind of calm criticism. I think that's definitely something I'll take on with me, is that just that learning that leadership style. And then I think something I'll remember is just the guys, like, that's something I'll probably remember for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. Those relationships and the friends you make are the things that you'll take with you, right?
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. I wish you guys both the best of luck, a couple of healthy seasons, and lots of points on the scoreboard. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back after this. Okay, and welcome back to the 2025-2026 Oshkosh Ice Hawks season preview show. We are here now with our fifth and final senior, Brennan Kraft. Brennan, welcome to the preview show. How are you today?
I'm great.
Now, Brennan, I understand you go to Lourdes Academy, is that correct? Let's talk a little bit about the 2024-2025 season. You played both defense and offense that year, is that correct?
Yep.
Which one of those two do you think you prefer?
I think defense.
Why do you like defense over offense?
I like to stay back and help out my goalie.
Okay. You had 8 points last year. You had 4 goals and 4 assists. What sorts of goals do you have for yourself this year or for the team as you look forward to the 25-26 season?
I think get a couple more wins under our belt, score some more goals for the team.
All right, speaking of last year, I know it was a tough year. You guys only had a couple of victories, but what were some of your favorite memories of last year, or even just generally speaking, in your high school hockey experience?
I think the hotels. Those are always fun every year with the team.
Yeah, you guys were at the Sheboygan tournament last year, I think 2 years in a row, right?
Yep.
Okay. And did you guys do a tournament when your freshman year?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, you're going to be a 4th year varsity player. Is that correct?
Yep.
I want to ask you a little bit about how old were you when you got started playing hockey?
4 years old.
And what sort of brought you into the sport?
My dad played hockey, and most of his family did growing up, so he signed me up for the Oshkosh Warbirds.
And when you were playing for the Warbirds, do you have any special memories of games or goals you scored or anything like that you'll take with you?
I think just the hotels again. Those are always fun every year.
Absolutely, hanging out with the teammates,
Right.
playing mini sticks.
Yep.
In the hallway. You ever get kicked out of somebody's room or
No,
anything like that?
no,
All right,
nothing
that's
crazy.
good. Now, what sort of plans do you have for after when you graduate?
I plan on going to college, preferably Stevens Point right now. I'll get like a finance degree.
Now, Stevens Point, that's a pretty big hockey school. Are you have any plans of playing hockey, even if it's at a club level or a rec level or anything like that?
I've thought about it, but I don't think so.
Do you see yourself playing hockey again at a rec level or what they might call beer league, I guess, after you finish college as an adult?
Yeah, most likely.
When you look back on hockey, say 10 years from now, what is something that you think you'll take away from this experience you've had from being 4 years old to being 18 and having gone through this system? Like, what's something that you think you'll take away from this experience?
I think just the friendships, all the people I've met. I've met a lot of different people.
That's fantastic. Well, Brennan, I wish you the best of luck in this season. I think you're going to be a great senior leader. That's all we have for the show today. Thanks so much for joining us in the 2025-2026 season preview. Please visit the Oshkosh Ice Hawks Facebook page. There you're going to find schedules and promotion nights, and we hope to see you at the rink this year.